Okay, tournament start. Okay. Welcome everybody, my name is Bad as a Fish 80. We are live on Twitch right now, but you may be watching this on YouTube because we've made a video for you, so you can watch it at your convenience. What are we doing here? Well, we are going to watch a tournament final. It is the grand final of our 1v1 number 11. It's between Hirvegil and Set. It's a best of 5. No, we're doing it right now. It's a best of 5. The tournament setup is a double elimination tournament, which means effectively the tournament gets split into 2 brackets. You have the winners bracket and the redemption bracket. Some people call it the losers bracket, but there's no losers here. We call it the redemption bracket. And basically both brackets are played out until you get to the final, which is the winner of each. So we have the winner of the winners bracket playing the winner of the redemption bracket. Now, because it's a dual elimination tournament, that means that everybody gets a second life. So if you lose a game, you drop into the redemption bracket and you get to go again. Now, to make sure that every single person in the tournament gets their second life, when we get to the grand final, the winner of the winners bracket hasn't lost a game for their entire tournament. So, should they lose the final, they get a second chance at the final. So, who knows what's going to happen? We did have a legit, awesome final in the last one, where we went to a decider best of 5. Will we get that this time? I don't know, but we'll find out. So, what we're going to do is we're going to check, see if everyone's ready. The good news is we're watching this from replays, so we don't have to wait for the players to mess about. We are in control. So we have Set playing Hirvegil. There's not too many rules in this tournament. The main rule is no wildcards. Wildcards, of course, is a huge discussion, but we're sticking to our guns. No wildcards in the tournament. Each player gets to ban. Each player gets to ban a master. And what that means is that their opponent cannot play that master, but they themselves can, should they wish. So, we've had a ban in from Set, who's banned Ratbo. And we've had a ban in from Hirvegil, who has banned Apep. So Set banning Ratbo means he can play Ratbo if he wants. And again, Hirvegil banning Apep can play Apep if he wants. Okay, so we're going to get straight into the action here. I've got the games ready to go, so we can switch to it. We're going to switch to it right now.
Get ready.
This is game number 1. So we've got Set on the left playing Diona, blue team. We've got Hirvegil on the right playing King Puff, red team. So we'll see how this progresses. Of course, Diona's going to be trying to make use of the traps. King Puff's going to be trying to make use... Wow, that minion, that little Puff went flying there. King Puff's going to be trying to make use of the bridge switches, and of course his perk 2 when he gets super strong and starts buffing his 4 and 5 mana cards. So the Defenso shuts down the Stun Lancers. There's not really much going on at the moment. We've got a Tranquil Monkey pushing. Of course, he can heal when he's out of combat. He's going to have a Succubus behind him. So what you really want to do, if possible, tank with the monkey, complete the fight, get the monkey to heal. Doesn't happen that time. Again, that's a huge ragdoll. That monkey's gone flying. Do we have the best bug ever? Let's find out. Okay, so XP-wise, slightly in favour of Set at the moment. Both have got a mana puff. Going to get shut down though. Here comes the rammer. Or the taunt trap was slightly too late. Okay, we had some thumbs up from Set. There was basically a mistake there. The taunt trap was supposed to get the rammers, to get the stun lancers so the rammer could come in and do the damage. Slightly mistimed, didn't work out. Okay, again, the Defenso. Defenso, of course, is super strong against anything melee. XP-wise, Hirvegil has gone slightly into the lead now. That mana puff at the top is important. Every 10 seconds you're going to get an extra mana. Don't want that to last for too long. Okay, so the Tranquil Monkey there you saw. Monkey was healing. The monkey tanked and then healed. Okay, the Fireball brings the Soul Stealer down to almost dead, but not quite. Succubus looks like it can finish everything, but we've got a bridge switch. Remember, the bridge switch does stun the enemy units on the bridge. Okay, Flightless Dragons at the bottom. Not much face damage done by either team. Okay, Hirvegil coming in with the rammer. Rammer goes into the trap. You've got to pay attention against the owner to where the bear traps are. You saw that rammer got stuck in the trap, which really reduced the value you could get from it. Only one hit. The rammer from Set was doing more work the other way.
Blue obtained perk 2.
So both have got perk 2, which means Ruffles is going to come into play now. Ruffles is the little pet with Diona.
Go, boy!
It will go and try to get some rewards. You can see there's a purple vial at the bottom there. That means that's going to be XP. Sorry, that means that's going to be mana. Always get those wrong. Mana if Ruffles grabs it. Ruffles didn't grab it. And of course, perk 2 for King Puff is the King's Buff, which the 4 and 5 mana cards are going to spawn with a shield or with Rage. You can see those Flightless Dragons spawn with a shield there. Both players are battering each other's faces a little bit at the moment. That Soul Stealer doing some work. It's only on 2 stacks, so it's not doing a huge amount of work. We do have the Mana Puff at the bottom, so you really just can't leave that for too long. Okay, so we've got Defenso here. When you're playing against King Puff, you've always got to have, and this is one of the things I struggle with, you've always got to have the bridge swap in your mind. Okay, there's no trap here. Oh, the trap just appeared at the perfect time. The bear trap is one of Diona's unsung heroes. Stopping rammers, stopping cleavers, taking hits when it comes in from the lightning bolt. That rammer at the top getting shut down there. We've got quite a few puffs out. Tranquil Monkey dies. Defenso's on both sides. Okay, so again the Defenso at the top is going to do a lot of work shutting this down. The bridge switch. Oh, the bridge switch. Stop the fireball really doing anything. Not sure if that was just a lucky bridge switch or if they were prepared for it. Difficult to say. That Tranquil Monkey's going to go down. Here comes a rammer. There's no bear trap for it this time. He does have a taunt trap though if he wants it.
Red has just been punishing Blue's tower.
Okay, taunt trap is still not used.
There's one. Go get
Now he
it,
really
boy.
wants to save his taunt traps. I'm not saying this is what he should do, but this is what he wants to do. He wants to save his taunt traps for his attacks with his rammer to get damage out from his rammer. But he's being forced to use them defensively. 300 HP left for Set. XP, Hirvegil's ahead as well. Perk 3 is going to be extra trap for Set, and perk 3 is going to be the bridge shield for King Puff. So when the bottom bridge is held. Okay, rammer coming in. Has he got any way to deal with it? Not really. The second rammer hit is probably going to finish this right now. GG. Game number 1 to not Set. Okay, so game number 1, Set played Diona. We'll just write our notes here so we know what's happening. Hirvegil played KP. Okay, so remember these are best of 5. We are going to switch to the cam. We are watching this from replays, so I do need to make sure I hide the cam, otherwise you're going to see the results, and that's going to spoil it for everyone. So we'll try not to do that. So we go back into our replays, just check to make sure you can't see it. Okay, so best of 5, first of 3. Game number 2. Remember, you can change your deck and your master after each game. There's no restrictions whether you win or lose. The only restriction is you can't play the band master. So here we have Set switching to Setsu. Hirvegil sticking with King Puff. Yes, we're watching this from replays because it was played when the stream was off. Now the question is, King Puff... Hirvegil's playing King Puff, whether he's playing the same King Puff deck or not, let's find out. Okay, stun lancers. Gonna go for the bridges. Looks like they're gonna get shut down. Okay. That's a nice daggerfall. Held the bridge for a little bit longer. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got here. We've got Howling Moon. We're just looking at the cards in his hand. He's burning a bit of mana here, which normally means he's waiting for something. Just keep checking to make sure that we're We've got the right scene up. Make sure that you guys can actually see the action. Okay. Perk 1 slightly ahead for Setsu. Setsu's got the blast entry, the combat jump. Hirvegil's waiting for the bridge switch. Okay, here we go. Howling Moon. Remember, Howling Moon got slightly adjusted where instead of being able to play the wolves wherever you wanted, the wolves now both spawn at the tower. Now, what is the worst thing when you've got a bunch of wolves? The worst thing to see your enemy using is probably a Defenso Chopper. Because the Defenso Chopper has shut down 3 wolves there. We had the 2 wolves from the Howling Moon. We also had a Once Bitten on one of the units, which the Howling Moon forces to turn into a wolf at 50% HP. Bridges are slightly more in Setsu's favour now. Set playing Setsu. Okay. He spawned that in the back because he didn't really want to spawn it, but he also didn't want to burn mana. Okay, the bridge switch. Switches the Soul Stealer into the range and takes out the whelp. Now, normally the Setsu decks like this, they're decks that are not really designed to go for the long game. They want to just get her done. They want to get damage in on face. Okay, Set is really liking his pinging. Okay, so again, straight out come the stuns. Straight out comes the defense. So we've got a real cleaver there. The cleaver's going to get shut down here. Oh, the stun comes in nice on the Flightless Dragons. The Flightless Dragons, of course, do huge DPS when they're not stunned. The bridge switch is an additional stun. That cleaver has very little HP. But that wolf, looks like the wolf was wolf.
A kiss from my baby.
Try to get it to face. Now, this is a lot of face damage because we've got the cleaver coming in there. We've still got the whelp. King Puff does hit hard, but he only hits single target and not hugely quickly. No, only your teammate can see your pings in 2s. Okay, 3 walls. One of them is enraged. You can see it's red. It does 50% more damage. Okay, where's the Defenso? Is it ready? Those walls will do a lot of damage. I don't know if the Defenso will last through this, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be okay. We've got a lot of stuns here. Looks like the only thing that's going to survive is Setsu. 1 bullet, Setsu's going to need to reload. Remember, Setsu's perk 2 is the combat reload, so when you use the spell, reloads all of your ammunition. Okay, so if you look, there's a 14 HP difference, 12 HP difference now. We've got a Rammer coming in, enraged. That Rammer is enraged because of the perk 2 from King Puff. Okay. That's a lot of damage. They're both doing a lot of damage to each other. XP is in blue's favour. And of course, Setsu gets very scary at perk 3. That combat high-powered laser, the first shot of Setsu's, doing a lot of damage, doing a stun, going through everything is hugely beneficial. Okay, we've got a wolf at the top there, ready to go. We've got a cleaver. The shock rock comes in to stun, and then Setsu's going to jump on it. Combat reload, plus the stun lasers, the stun lancers, going to get shut down here. Defenso's on face, but that's not really a problem. It doesn't do much damage, but that does do damage. That's a Rammer. This time he's unlucky there with the Rammer because the Rammer spawned with the shield on. He really didn't want that to have a shield on. He wanted that to have the rage. But of course, that's the RNG aspect, the randomness that sometimes helps you, sometimes doesn't. Okay, Setsu on face now. Perk 3 Setsu does not mess about. Okay, every time a spell is used by Setsu reloads and goes again. Now, perk 3 is available for King Puff, so if you look at the bottom bridge, it is marked by a crown, which is King Puff's symbol, which means if you held that bridge like it is at the moment, it's swapped to the top. If you hold it like it is at the moment, they have a shield on the face. Here comes the Rammer. Rammer gets 1 hit in. The reload's going to shut that down. We've still got 3 wolves out. One of them stunned, but the stuns are going to go down. 2 wolves left. Okay. Defenso. Here comes Setsu on face. Okay, they need that top bridge though. Stun comes in, but the top bridge is held. The stuns on Setsu as well. That's very nicely played. Now, there's no defense at the moment. Okay. Those whelps are enraged. They will do a lot of damage if they get just a few seconds to bite. We've still got a rammer, though. 312 HP. Plays 420. Blaze it! Drugs are bad, kids. This could go either way. Setsu can do huge damage if it gets a chance to jump on face. It's having to defend a bit at the moment. Wolf, again, wolfed into a wolf. The top bridge is held, so there is a shield at the moment. Trying to take that top bridge. Not being able to. Here comes the rammer. We've seen the rammer get at least one hit in. This is an enraged rammer. Is stunned. Setsu's going to land and shoot. Doesn't hit the rammer. That's game. That is game. Okay. So, game number 2. Set played Setsu. Hirvegil stuck with King Puff. And that is 2 games to 0. Now. This is a best of 5. First of 3. Hirvegil has 2 already. Now, the one thing I want to clarify is I want to remind myself of this. Just make sure I'm not showing it on the screen. But our 1v1 tournament, just check this very quickly. We look at the matches bracket. Okay, so this could become important because okay, just double checking. Yes, okay, so Set is in the final from the winners bracket. Hirvegil is in the final from the redemption bracket. That means that Set does have a second life. So it's 2-0 to Hirvegil right now. But if Hirvegil wins the first best of 5 series, there will be a second best of 5 series. Because of the way that, as I explained at the start, with the dual elimination. What is happening is we're watching this final. It's 2 games to 0 at the moment to Hirvegil. We're just clarifying exactly what's going to happen depending on what happens. Okay. Nearly dropped my pen. Could have been a problem. Okay, so we're going to go into game 3 now. Could be the final one of this best of 5 if Hirvegil does win it.
Masters, get ready!
No, this is not a shark outfit. What do you mean? Does it look like a shark outfit?
Let the
okay,
fight commence.
So we've got Set playing Ratbo. We've got Hirvegil playing Diona. Okay. So Hirvegil's done really well with King Puff. He's won a couple of games. What he's maybe thinking is, should I switch it up? I played a couple of games of the same. Does my opponent think I'm going to keep playing the same? Should I switch it up? Let's find out. Okay, so you guys can see this. Perfect. So, looked like we had a wolf there. So one of these guys is going to turn into a wolf. Unless the Rock Rivals... Okay, we've got a wolf on face there. Rock Rivals being aggroed back is kind of useful. Remember, the Rock Rivals blue golem will have the circles around it, which means it's taunting, so it's forcing everything close by to attack it. That's why this living statue is attacking it. Of course, the living statue doesn't normally attack units, but it will attack a taunted unit. Now, the way what Rock Rivals works is the first time you use it, you get your blue golem with taunt. Your opponent gets a frenzied statue. That's only the first time. Every other time you use it in the game, only you get the cheap golem. So you've got to get through that first time, and then you're okay. It's definitely, if you use it at the wrong time, that first time can be your last time. Okay, so we've already seen quite a lot of face damage here, but a lot of it was down to the statue that was given to it, so that's not going to happen again. The rammer coming in again. The rammer is great on the blue golem because it is being forced to attack it. That rammer got so much value there. It did so much damage to the blue golem, and then it carried on and got a hit face here. Remember, at the core of this game, it's all about trading efficiently, getting as much for your mana as possible. So something like that was beautiful. Now, so we've seen a lot of face damage on Set. Hirvegil ahead on XP. We've got a real cleaver on a fake cleaver. We've got a wolf on one of the tantrum throwers. There we go. Enraged wolf. Okay, bit of strange path in there. Is the cleaver going to get a hit on face? Could be huge! Okay. Remember, every time from perk 1 onwards, every time you spawn a minion, you do get a scrat, so he utilised that scrat to take the cleaver hit. Okay, here we go with the rammer. So now he can use the blue golem to tank the rammer, but it's going to take a lot of damage on it. Stun coming in. Now what we see there is a taunted unit, when stunned, no longer taunts. So that's why when you see the shock rock used there on the rock rivals, it does stop the stun. There's no circles. Oh, sorry, it does stop the taunt, which can be very important in some situations. Especially if you're trying to kill something next to a taunted unit. Stun it, quickly spawn something to kill the unit next to it. Okay, this is looking a little bit scary at the bottom. We got the taunt trap. Okay, the cleaver, it's aggroed back, still alive though. We've got an enraged wolf on face. We've got a rammer coming at the top. We've got a cleaver at the bottom. That's a lot of scary stuff to deal with. Okay.
Come get some.
The Daka didn't really do much. Remember the perk 2 for Ratbow is the Daka. It does damage to the closest unit, and the amount of damage it does is 40 per friendly unit on the field. So if you look up here in the perk bar, you can see a number that tells you how many friendly units there are. And by that, if you do some quick maths, you can figure out exactly what you can and can't kill. Okay, face damage. Cleaver coming in. Is he going to get picked up by something? Okay, the puff gets taken out. The Daka there was used nicely, pretty nicely, to take out the cleaver. Of course, got a high HP unit. Ruffles going for the XP, but denied. Okay, bridges are still in Red's favour, Hirvegil's favour, Diona's favour, depending on how you more easily identify the players.
There's one. Go get it, boy.
Yes, Jess, you can, but not now, because we are in tournament mode. Okay, Cleaver. Looked like the Cleaver hit the trap then. Cleaver's not great in that situation because the aimbot's already got a shield, so it's going to tank a hit from the Cleaver.
Go, Ruffles.
Okay, Rammer coming in. Okay. That was nicely played. Effectively making him waste his taunt trap. XP's about leveled up. Set's taken a lot of face damage though. So let's see where this is going to go.
There's one.
Are we going to go Mana Frenzy?
Get it, boy.
Now, it becomes very difficult to hold bridges against Ratbow in perk 3 because every time a minion is spawned by Ratbow, he gets those double scrats that spawn and grab both the bridges. Make it very difficult to take and hold a bridge. Also, they of course give you extra units on the field, which means your Daka does more damage. This is game 3 if you've just joined us. Hirvegil's won the first 2, best of 5. This is game number 3. Now, Set's pushed ahead on XP as we would kind of expect with the bridge holding of Ratbow. The Shock Rock there doesn't really do a huge deal, slows things down, allows the Cleaver to kill a couple of scraps. Okay, he's having to use his traps now to hold bridges. So if you're in this situation, you've got to be thinking as Hirvegil, I can't win the long game. I can't hold out to Mana Frenzy. I've got to try and win it now. But what can he do? He's got so much on his face already. He's under 400, 300 HP. He's well played. That's game over. Set's got his name on the board. Okay, so Set switched to play Ratbow. Hirvegil switched to play Diona. But it seems that Ratbow was the stronger choice in that particular one. Ratbow really does scale well as the game goes longer. Okay, so that's 2 games to 1. Still match point to Hirvegil. We're going to load up game number 4 now, switch to our replays real quick. Okay, so again, they can switch or stick depending on what they think is going to be best. Of course, you don't know what your opponent's going to play. This isn't the kind of tournament where you provide deck lists and stuff like that, so you don't know what your opponent's going to play. There's no sideboard, so you can switch whatever. But we've got Ratbow again.
Dying method, so let's see you fight.
And we've got Diona again. Now, of Questions. My first question is, did I load the right replay? Are we watching the same game again? I hope not. But let's find out. So what you're trying to do, ideally, if you're paying attention, what you're trying to do as the match starts like this is okay, we've got a slightly changed deck here. You're trying to figure out what your opponent has.
Roll out the big
The
gun.
first rotation of cards. And then you're going to try to think about how you're going to deal with that. Where is he weak against you? Where is he strong against you? What can you counter? What's up, Cybergirl? What's up, J9er? Good stuff on your pre-made rankings. We are just watching some tournament matches right now. This is the final of our 1v1 tournament. This is game number 4. 2-1 to Hirvegil at the moment, best of 3. Okay, so we've got a completely different deck right now. For Hirvegil, for sure. Now, we've seen the Rock Rivals used. The Blue Golem's almost dead, but the important point is that the statue's dead. The Curse Bearer, of course, is great against big units like the statue, doing 3% damage from the curse every second to max health. So that brings the big units down pretty nicely. We've seen that Hirvegil has got a Scrat Launcher. Here it is. Now again, the Scrat Launcher is going to do face damage. And if it's left unchecked, it'll do a lot of face damage. So what Set needs to do is shut that down as quickly as possible. And if he can do that, then that means that he's going to get a lot more value than his opponent's getting. But we've already seen 1,000 damage done. Perk 2 for Ratbo, so the Daka is available. So again, as Ratbo, when you're playing against somebody, you are trying to figure out what your Daka is going to be good at. You're looking at their big units and thinking, yes.
Out of
Like
the
here,
way.
he wants to Daka the Soul Stealer. Hirvegil did well though, he threw the Taunt Trap down and tanked that. That was nicely done. Remember, it will shoot, the Daka will shoot the closest unit. Or building, whatever it is, so traps count. But there is a small amount of time before it locks onto its target, so if you react quickly enough, you can interrupt what it's going to attack and force it to attack something else. We saw that we threw the Taunt Trap down. Okay, so face damage. Set's nearly... Here he is, he's under 50% HP. The stun comes in. Trap on face. Okay, it's a lot of face damage. Ruffles gets taken out.
Watch out.
That's annoying at the bottom there with that Curse Bearer. No HP. Still takes the bridge though. So, again, extra value. As something has to be spawned to deal with it. Now, the Soul Stealer against Ratbo is, of course, the secret weapon. If it can stay alive.
There's one.
Because
Go
Ratbo
get
has
it,
so
boy.
many little units, the chances are that guy's going to get powered up. He's up to stack 5 now, stack 6, stack 7. That's going to do work. That needs dealing with. Okay, the Taunt Trap's down. 8, 9. This is a full 10 stack Soul Stealer. He attacks super quickly. He's on
Out of
face.
the way.
Okay, the Daka coming in. It's only a relatively small Daka. He does get taken out, does he? Okay, 96 HP, but then we've got the exact thing that he needs right there. He's got an instant death from the Scrat Launcher. Okay, so what that means, that is the best of 5 completed. Hirvegil has won that best of 5 by 3 games to 1. But as we discussed earlier, Set came through the winner's bracket, so he has a second life, which means we go to a second best of 5 to see who's going to win this. So Hirvegil won the first best of 5 3 games to 1. We're going to go into the second best of 5 now. It's completely fresh. they both get to reban again. So what the bans have changed. Set is banning King Puff this time, which is probably based on the way that the King Puff Hirvegil won both the King Puff games in the first. Apep is still banned by Hirvegil, sorry. So King Puff ban for Set, Hirvegil, Apep ban. So this is the last best of 5. We've effectively had a practice best of 5. Now we're going into the final best of 5. We're going to get it set up here, and we're going to see how we do. Remember, the winner of this gets $50. Apep is very strong, yes. Apep is a good ban. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've had 4 games. This is game number 5, effectively, but it's a brand new match. So we're going to load up. If you're interested, of course, let me just say this now before we go any further. If you're interested in tournament play, make sure you check out our Discord. Check out the links in the chat. We've already got tournament plays going.
It's Minion Masters!
In fact, if you're listening right now, we've got a tournament started on Monday.
Let's fight!
These are flexible tournaments. You have 3 days to complete each of your games. Okay, let's get serious now. We've had the practice. Now we get serious. Set, Diona. Has he played Diona? Yes, he did. He played Diona in the first game and he lost to King Puff. Hirvegil, of course, King Puff was banned. So Hirvegil has switched to Stormbringer. First time we've seen Stormbringer in this final. Okay, so we've got the Tranquil Xixiao Monkey. Shihao, Shihu, she something. Okay, the monkey's healing. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you want. He took a lot of damage, but he healed. Okay. The monkey again, he's taking everything out. Not healing, he's too close to the master to heal, but that's value. When we talk about value, that is value. Okay, here comes the rammer. They got a bit... I mean, he was a bit greedy with that rammer, but the fireball comes in and clears. The rammer's still going to do face damage. And of course, Stormbringer's not good at killing stuff like the rammer. Stormbringer attacks slowly. So, first push. That's more than 50% of Hirvegil's health gone. Set's tis just a scratch on his face. XP wise, because Set's been a push in, he is ahead as well. Okay, again we can see the monkey tanking and healing. Okay, that Zhao, I'm not really sure about what that Zhao's doing. Okay, rammer coming in. Needs to be dealt with on face, but it's going to get a few hits off. That's 2 rammer hits. Is it going to be a 3rd hit? If you get 3 hits from a rammer, you are in heaven. That's the kind of value you want. Okay, so the bear trap's going to take out the cleaver. But Hirvegil's down to 900 HP. This is not going to be a long match from the looks of it. We've got unactivated swarmers. They do hold the bridges, but of course they get absolutely shredded by the defensor. The defensor is going to take out the... Well, doesn't one-shot it anymore. Used to, not anymore, which it can be annoying because in a lot of occasions it does allow the whelp to recapture the bridge. Okay, we got the bear trap at the bottom, but the cleaver at the top. Cleaver going for face gets denied at least momentarily. Okay, cleaver on face now. Okay, the puff was designed to hit that and defend it. Missed it. Okay, the fireball's coming in. It's going to put the rammer back in the game. The rammer's going to get a hit. Is it going to get a second hit? It's going to be close. The whelp doesn't shut it down in time. 90 HP, 30 HP. This is going to be GG. The rammer on the cleaver on the face at the other end makes absolutely no difference at all. Okay, so we just write on our notes here so we know what's happening. Game number 1 goes to Set. Set's Diona. Set's Diona was played against the KP in the previous match, in the previous set. Best of 5. It was bested. This time it played against Stormbringer and got absolutely destroyed. I mean, Diona actually destroyed Stormbringer. Okay, so that's game number 1. Let's get ready for the next one. That was a good game. Remember, he needs to settle himself after the first game, the first match, the first best of 5. That one that he lost, that's gone now. He needs to reset, approach this anew. Okay, so we're in game 6 now. 2, 4, 6. Okay, so remember, this is a best of 5, first of 3. The first one was won 3-1 by Hirvegil. Set is 1-0
Welcome
in the deciding best of 5.
Minion Masters.
Okay, so we got Diona again
Duel.
for Set.
The light protects.
Strong.
So does my
We've also got Hirvegil playing Ratbow. So, let's find out. Set does love Rammer play. If you've played against Set in tournaments, if you've played against Set on ladder, he likes Rammer play. Now, a good way of dealing with the Rammer is a Daka, but of course you don't get the Daka until perk 2. Okay. Okay, that's going to shut that down nicely. Bridges 1 each. Yes, we did have a Diona against Ratbow in the first best of 5, but they were for the opposing teams. Set is playing Diona this time, and Hirvegil is playing Ratbow. Okay, again, the Tranquil Monkey. Getting some heals. Okay, he's going to burn a mana there. I don't think that was necessary. He could have put the puff down. Okay. So what we saw there is the Rammer was supported with the Taunt Totem. Wasn't hugely efficient because, of course, the Taunt Totem is not great when you've got something like a Whirly Scrat that's hitting everything anyway. Again, we see a bit of mana burn. Okay. We've got Scrats on face. Diona attacks pretty quickly, so that's not a huge deal. They do get some work done, though. XP is about the same. HP is almost identical as well. So this is very close so far. As I said, when we get to perk 2, Hirvegil can use the Daka to try to deal with the Rammer. Here comes the Rammer. Now, doesn't have enough DPS to shut it down before there's at least one here. The Fireball comes in, which is a lovely addition to it. What he wants to do is have the Fireball before the Rammer dies. Try to prevent that Rammer from dying quite so quickly. He did have a trap in there as well. He has got to perk 2, so Ruffles is in play. We've seen Ruffles be hugely important in some games.
There's one.
You get a few heals from Ruffles, you've got a huge amount of extra XP. Okay, the Daka there takes out the Succubus, but of course the cost of that is that he doesn't have the Daka anymore to take out anything else. Which, if the Rammer comes through, it depends on how quickly they can cycle. But the Rammer's almost ready. His Daka's not going to be ready. Okay, again we've got the Taunt Trap to try to prevent everything from hitting the Rammer. Again the Fireball comes in, try to prevent that Rammer from dying quite so quickly and get the extra hit. Every extra hit is huge. Okay, Hirvegil down under 50% HP now. XP still very similar. We have seen Ratbow really take off though previously. As soon as they get to perk 3, very hard to hold bridges against them. But the question is, are the bridges going to be something here that are relevant, or is Hirvegil just going to run out of HP? We have a Beam of Doom as well, which can do huge damage. Here we go. Oh, the Daka! Beautifully defended by the trap. The Daka started on the Rammer, but the trap was put down. He knew that was coming. Very hard to against Diona to get that Rammer on what you want. See, then he's put in a position where does he save his Daka for the Rammer and potentially get denied and get no value out of it? But potentially get value out of it? Or does he use the Daka on something else?
Go, Ruffles!
Let's find out. Here comes another. Ruffles just got a heal. Insult to injury. Okay, again, the Daka taken out. Tanked. Fireball comes in. Okay, 320 HP. He does have a Beam of Doom. That's a 300 HP to face spell. 20 HP away from winning. Just needs to scratch Hirvegil's face. And of course, he's got different ways of doing that. He does have his traps He does have a fireball. But we're getting some work here done with the Scrats. Okay, here comes the Daka. Okay, you see perk 3. Now we've got an army coming in. Okay, that's a lot of face damage. But we've got a trap on face. He's under 300 HP. That's going to be a beam of doom straight to the face. GG.
Go get it, boy.
Sets Diona with the rammer. Just too much. Ratbo was coming back at the end there. Holding both bridges. There was Scrats on face. There was a lot of stuff on face. But boy was it close in the end. But beam of doom, of course, once you're under 300 HP, you know you're just waiting for that beam. But, of course, he didn't see the beam earlier in the game, so he doesn't know if he's got it or not. It was insanely close. Okay, shit! I've sworn, and I've shown the result. Nobody saw it! Okay, quick, let's get into the final game before anybody saw it! No spoiler. I'm a professional. Okay! We've got Diona again!
Duel!
We've got Diona again! It's Diona against Diona! Nobody saw it, it's okay, carry on. This is a professional outfit, nobody saw it. Are you allowed to swear on YouTube? This is going on YouTube. We could just edit that out. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can swear on YouTube, right? Okay. Both players playing Diona. Now, maybe the thinking behind Hirvegil's Diona is that he's going to have traps to help deal with this rammer. Okay, here we go, rammer. We're going to get another couple of hits. 1, 2. Or a third hit would be disgusting. 3. Cleaver's not necessarily to shut it down. Okay, Bear Trap grabs the Cleaver. Only for a brief period of time, though. He decides... Oh, it looked like he was going to tank it on his face. The Tranquil Monkey gets taken out. Okay, this Cleaver's getting value. The monkey goes down. His plan was to save that monkey and heal it. The monkey went down, and then he had to save the face damage. Potentially. Remember, face... Your health is a resource, so he could have potentially decided there, I'm going to take the 300 damage on my face and save my Curse Bearer. Okay, rammer against... Okay, oh, this is nice. Okay, so the rammer's shutting down the Scrat Launcher. The Taunt Totem was stopping the Scrat Launcher hitting face. The Stun Lancers was shutting down the rammer. But the rammer's still alive. We still got 1 hit. We've still got 2 hits from the rammer. Succubus adding insult to injury as well. That's a lot of face damage, but Hirvegil is quite far ahead on XP. Okay, so again, here we go. Tanking with the Tranquil Monkey. The idea is tank and heal. Doesn't get a chance to heal because the Cleaver comes in. Okay.
Go, boy!
What's this rammer going to do? Is he going to clear everything? Let's find out.
Bring the trap.
Ruffles goes in. Oh, the Succubus goes down. We got a stun at the bottom there. He's got a fireball ready to go, though. Does he want it? Okay. Again, the rammer is released. But the rammer gets in the bear trap. The bear trap spawned just at the perfect time to grab that rammer. Of course, the bear trap does damage. Plus, Diona's shot was enough to remove it. Okay, but here we go. We've got damage coming from the Scrat Launcher. We've got a trap on face at the top left as well. Okay, the HP is about to be leveled up. Very close now. XP wise though, is a nice lead for Hirvegil. He's going to get his second trap soon. Okay. Rammer's going to come in. The Cleaver there is getting shredded. Doesn't get anything out. That could be huge. We've got a full HP Succubus. Full HP. This could be game right here. The stuns are coming out. But the stuns are not quite put correctly. The beam of doom. We were talking earlier in the stream about whether or not face damage should be allowed by spells. That is game, set, and match. For Set. Struggled in the best of first, best of 5. Absolutely dominated in the second best of 5s. Did he start playing better? Did he choose his decks better? Did his opponent slip off? Did his opponent play some worse decks? We don't know. But there's lots of stuff involved. All we know is that both players played very well. A huge shout out to Hirvegil and Facet. Both winners of hard cash. Lots of fun was had throughout this whole tournament. Remember, if you're enjoying watching the tournaments, why not think about entering the tournaments? You don't have to be amazing. And tournaments are a great scenario to meet people, to support and be part of the community, to win some prizes just for competing. Of course, there's different types of tournaments. This tournament was a play over time tournament, which means we've just had a sub as well, which is like a bit of an interruption. Thanks so much for that, Polaritude. You get 3 days for each match. We've got a new tournament soon, which is going to be our epic one-day tournament, so keep your eyes out for that. So look at the chat. I'll put something
Still
in.
not very good memory. No fish memory upgrade.
Okay, that's it. That's the video ruined. We need to start again. Okay. I'm going to go back to my Twitch stream now. Everybody's been hugely well behaved. So thank you. Guys, if you tuned in, thanks so much for that. I'm normally on Twitch, BadAsFish80. Hit a follow. Come hang out with us. Come learn the game. We do giveaways and stuff all the time, but we just have fun. Take care, and I'll see you soon.